their subs, so their premiums, and to those who don't have cards. So we have a mix of those with cards and those without cards. So we've done a registration. It goes from border to persons living with disability to also just vulnerable groups. So we've given out 500 cards. It was about 3.3 million that we gave to NHIF. So we're supporting the government initiative for universal healthcare. We know that many people could not afford to pay their subs. We were also here for the graduation of the students that we sponsored for driving school. We sponsored some students last year for driving school with AA. Unfortunately, because of the pandemic, majority of them could not go to school. As soon as they resumed classes, we have 60 that graduated today. We're hoping for the others to graduate. And of course, there's the challenge that after 1 year, if they will be able to afford, the 3,000 that's required to get the smart driving license. So we're going to also work on that so that we can actually make sure that we have success. We also gave out about 15 million shillings in bursaries. The bursaries that we gave out today, we gave out bursaries to the ones who have full scholarship. We've decided as GAF that where we have a bright student, we choose one student in every family that can be sponsored so that we can break the cycle of poverty. Because sometimes you find that if you give 10,000, the student will drop out of school, so you're not helping. So we want to do this model where a government identifies one smart child. But we also know that there are so many initiatives like the Equity Foundation, there's the KCB Foundation that help a lot of smart and bright children. But we feel that to break the cycle of poverty, you need one child that is empowered all the way to university and is employable or is able to become an entrepreneur. So those are the functions we were doing today. We also gave out about 1.5 million to Nairobi Handicraft, who had applied for value addition. They wanted to have a showroom, an online platform, and to use to make briquettes, to buy a machine and train their own to make briquettes and to improve their toilets. So that's what we did in the morning. Now, when it comes to the BBI, we're very pleased with all the counties that passed the BBI. We are also pleased to see that Mount Kenya also understands the value and the benefits of BBI. But to say that we want to separate BBI from Raila Odinga is a myth, because Raila Odinga and BBI is one and the same thing. It's the same as Uhuru Kenyatta and BBI is one and the same thing. The two leaders are interested in building bridges initiative for the betterment of this country. Even all the students that are here, they were sponsoring them. When they get help, for instance, they will be able to take 7 years before they have to pay the help, and that will help them with their education. The Youth Commission will also help the youth get into a structured way to come up and become independent financially. So there's a lot of benefits from the BBI, the devolution itself, the resources. People say, oh, we don't have the resources right now. But once it's entrenched in the law, whenever there will be resources, we're in a tight situation right now. Even America and Britain are struggling because the pandemic is a pandemic. It throws resources. I mean, in the UK, when you've closed all the hotels, all the restaurants, you obviously do not have money in terms of tax collection when you've closed the schools. So at the end of the day, a pandemic brings every economy back. We've all gone back even in terms of the SDGs. But there will come a time soon that the country will be able to sustain itself economically, and when it has the resources, it will be now in a position to devolve those resources right to the bottom, and that is what Baba stands for. He wants devolution, and I think everybody has seen the fruits of devolution. You go to any remote country right now, you can see the fruits of devolution. So we have to say that the BBI initiative, the counties that have passed it, we're very proud of them. Those who have not, we hope they join the bandwagon, because we should really not have a fight about something that is good for this country. You know, we've had elections that have really become violent. People have lost their lives. People have been maimed. People have raped each other, turned against neighbors. We don't want that kind of